Good day, YouTubers. Thanks for joining me for yet another video here. This is part 12 in my series of videos looking at Ontario Northland models and HO. And today we're looking at Athearn and Bev-Bel, specifically blue box models. So the more vintage Athearn models. We'll take a look at more modern Athearn models in a series of later videos. So starting with the 40-foot boxcars here. Athearn produced their 40-foot boxcar kit for a very long time, starting in the late 50s. This is probably something that was first released back in the 70s. They released multiple road numbers for Ontario Northland in the progressive green scheme here. And there was nothing wrong with Athearn's 40-foot boxcar kit. Fairly basic, decent counterweight in the bottom and such. Not a terribly heavy car, but not too cheap and light either. I also thought the quality of the paint was not too terrible. I think this is one of their earlier runs, car number 90075. There seem to be a lot of these out there, so they must have made a huge number of these cars, possibly in multiple runs. And I've noticed between runs that some of them have some very light white paint for the road number and the progressive scheme there, like whether it was an earlier style of mold or whether it was just the fact that the mold didn't have enough paint on it. I'm not too sure, but Athearn or Bev-Bel also produced the same car in various subsequent road numbers. I'm not too sure on which one came next here, but 90071, again, the same car. 90068, again, the same car. And finally, 92044, which is a bit of a mystery to me because while they had paid attention to the road numbers for their first few offerings there, Ontario Northland had no 40-foot boxcars in the 9200 series with the standard door. So they should have just stuck with the 9000 series and not moved on to the 9200 series. So on into the other cars here. They produced one in the original as-delivered boxcar brown scheme with the Ontario Development Road symbol, car number 90568. And then this one here, a bit of a departure from anything that Ontario Northland actually had. Again, the road number is prototypical 90550, but to my knowledge, Ontario Northland never had any cars painted up in the darker green paint with the Ontario's Development Road scheme. They had many in the teal, but none in the forest green. So just as a comparison here, here is a True Lines 40-foot boxcar, and this one here is very accurate in regards to details. I won't get into all of that now. I'll do it in a subsequent video, but in comparison to the Athearn model, you can see that there are some differences in regards to doors and end treatments, but I think we were happy to have a 40-foot boxcar available for Ontario Northland, and we left it at that. Now, gondolas. So, Athearn Bev-Bel gondola in front of you here. Road number 5186. So there were two different gondolas, two different road numbers offered in the gondola over the year. I think one was a Bev-Bel model and the other was Athearn, but I'm not too sure about that. I guess I never really did explain the fact that Bev-Bel was another company and all they did was take Athearn undecorated shells and paint them aftermarket. But they resold them in the same Athearn blue box, but simply renumbered. And here's the other car number, 5025. Should have done a little more research here, but I believe this was a departure from anything that Ontario Northland had. They had a few different gondola styles, but I don't think that they had anything with the with that style of side treatment. Sorry, words are escaping me this morning, but I guess the lowered belly on the frame there, most of theirs had a straight frame, and we'll see better examples of that going forward. Now on to the 4 bay gondolas. So 3 different road numbers offered here over the years. This is the only built-up one that I have that's intact, 140127, and one of the more popular offerings. So Ontario Northland did have hoppers in the 140 series, but they were 3 bay hoppers and not 4 bay hoppers. So again, given when this car was manufactured, we were just happy to have something that was Ontario Northland and not completely foreign. So here is one of the other road numbers, 140110. And these 4 bay hoppers were a little on the light side. Weren't great runners. The only frame weight was on the end of the car here. They ran a lot better with a load. And then finally an unbuilt up model here, 140105. And I think this might have been a Bev-Bel run, but again, I'm not confident of that. And this one seems to be one of the more unusual road numbers, a smaller production run. There don't seem to be as many of them out there. And finally, these have been fairly hard to come by, these Ontario Northland rear cupula cabooses. And Ontario Northland, Athearn / Bev-Bel seem to offer this in 2 different road numbers. So the paint scheme depicted is somewhat accurate with the red ends and the silver sides, and the 100 series road numbers are accurate as well. Of course, their cabooses did not quite look like this, but they weren't too far off. That one's got some aftermarket higher quality trucks on it. And then this here being the other car, this being 106. Looks like the silver treatment on this one might be a hair lighter, but not much of a departure from the car that I just showed you. And finally, 2 other kits that I have that are unbuilt up, both of these Bev-Bel products. And both of these departures from anything the Ontario Northland actually had. This is a generic 50-foot newsprint car in the 9300 series. So Ontario Northland didn't have anything along those lines in the 92 and 9300 series. I think they had some 40-foot box cars rebuilt with larger doors, but none in the 50-foot range. I'm wrong in that regards. I'm hopeful someone out there can please correct me, but I haven't been able to find anything to date. And then here's something that's another creative liberty, is a rail box style car. 7701 is the road number. While Ontario Northland did have cars in that series, they didn't look anything like this. But again, this was a Bev-Bel product. To show you the end of the box here, that's Bev-Bel's just typically had a sticker applied over the Athearn box. And yeah, I hope to get those built up at some point in the near future, but didn't want to rush through them for the sake of making this video. I think that finishes off what I wanted to consider the more vintage models for Ontario Northland. I'll do a bit of a summary video here next before I get on into taking a look at some more of the more recent models available. Thank you for joining me, and have a good day.